What kind of sunscreen do you use? Because they don't all work the same. Essentially, there's two forms of sunscreen available, a physical barrier and a chemical barrier. The physical barriers are mineral-based, like zinc oxide, titanium oxide, things like that. And they work by forming a physical barrier on your skin. It's almost like putting on a shirt. It simply blocks the UV rays from hitting your skin directly. And then there are chemical barriers. These have chemical sounding names and there are a lot of options to choose from. But they have names like oxybenzone, avobenzone, octocrylene, and so on. They absorb into your skin and protect your body by absorbing those UV rays. And there are pros and cons to both of these types of sunscreen. Those physical barrier sunscreens are generally better for your more sensitive individuals. It's easier on the skin and you're less likely to have a reaction to it. A really cool aspect of the physical barriers is it starts working the second you put it on your skin, just like it would start working the second you put your shirt on. The chemical barriers, however, absorb into your skin, so there is some inherent risk right there. Research hasn't yet demonstrated any really obvious or blatant concerns here, but the controversy exists. Some people advise against chemical barrier sunscreens. The positives of the chemical barriers is it's much easier to apply. They have those sprays that are really easy to use. It doesn't leave much of a residue, it absorbs right into the skin. And I forgot to mention the physical barriers, it's really difficult to get it in there. If you ever see like people just have like those white streaks, the lifeguards with the blue nose, that's probably a mineral-based sunscreen. They're really hard to rub in. And chemical barriers aren't really effective until about 15 minutes after you apply them because they need to absorb into the skin. But when it comes to actually protecting you from the UV rays, both physical and chemical barriers seem to be equally effective. So it's just a matter of what you choose and what you think is best for you. Currently, in my area, the UV index is like 9 or 10 for a bulk of the day, which is really high. And so if I'm outside in the middle of the day, I absolutely need some type of sunscreen. And for the record, I mostly wear a long sleeve rash guard and use a mineral-based sunscreen on my face. But whatever you do, just make sure you get out and enjoy the sun, but also protect yourself.